Good morning everyone. I'm in one of my favourite places for cycling, and that's Easingwold in North Yorkshire, north of York, on the Thirsk Road, between York and Thirsk. Just coming into Easingwold Marketplace. There's another market today. Yeah. Oh, it's a lovely smell of bacon sandwiches. We're going to do the classic Easingwold Loop, which is a signposted cycle route from Easingwold. Of course, there's one of the signs, the brown byway signs. I've done much of this route before and also recorded it, but different seasons give it a different look, and today it's beautiful autumn. Bit chilly, not terribly chilly though. Still got my fingerless mitts on, but I have got a base layer on, just a thin base layer and a winter cycling jacket, well, cycling jersey. We're heading out to Crayke. We've done this a few times. And my next recorded bike ride will be either on or after my birthday, when I will be 66 and officially an old age pensioner. I'll get my state pension and a bus pass, free bus pass. Gosh. So where do we go on this classic Easingwold Loop cycle route? Well, obviously we go through Crayke, where we climb the main street, and then we head to Brandsby, which is a tiny little village, more of a hamlet. And then we do a steep climb up to the village of Yearsley, and then it's quite a level ride up along the ridge, top of the hill, before descending quite steeply towards Ampleforth, with views of Ampleforth College. After Ampleforth, which is a very good place to stop for refreshments if you're doing this ride, with a pub and cafes and a community village shop. After Ampleforth, we head up a climb again out of the village and then towards Byland Abbey, a ruins abbey. Which I think is now free to go round. It's owned by English Heritage. Some beautiful pavements there, medieval pavements. And then we head up a little lane through what I hope will be beautiful autumn woodland, through a little village of Oldstead. I think it's Oldstead. And then we head round along the most pretty lane to Kilburn, below the white horse figure on the hill. And Kilburn is famous for the Mouse Man furniture carver, who carves little mice on his oak furniture, maybe climbing up a leg or of a table or a chair or whatever. Then we go to Coxwold. I did another video all about the horrible history of body snatching, grave snatching, and Coxwold is possibly the home of the grave of the author of the 18th century popular novel series Tristram Shandy. And the poor author, they think it's his body, they're not sure. Do check out my other video about the story, gruesome story. And then from Coxwold we head back to Easingwold via another climb on the tiny little lane through a farmyard, which might be a bit tricky at this time of year, a bit muddy. The loop is about 25 miles, which isn't too bad, and there's a few hills in it, so it's perfect really, and it's very pretty. Here we are at Crayke. We're turning left here to climb up the village street. Hello. Crayke Castle is up there on the left along with the church. Now we're heading towards Brandsby, heading downhill. Definitely a bit of low cloud in the distance over there. Hope it stays over there. The route between Easingwold and Brandsby is about really the only bit that's on a fairly busy-ish road. the classic seasons of mist and mellow fruitfulness, isn't it? At the T junction we'll be turning left. Hello. So just up here we turn left onto the lane that will take us up the hill to Yearsley. Should be signposted with Easingwold Loop signs. But I think they've disappeared. Initially we go downhill. Do not be deceived. There's a steep climb ahead. Right, the start of the climb. Right. The steepest bit is up to that house, if you can see it. This bracken reminds me of Dartmoor. Do check out my rides, my videos, Dartmoor rides and walks from 2 weeks ago. Right, this bit's not too bad before the climb up to the house and then past the house, and after that it becomes easier. Just around the corner becomes the steep bit. The bend. But easier now, a bit. earlier in the year, on one of my videos, I ended up pushing the bike up part of that hill. I felt really out of condition, so I've definitely improved. So here we are, pretty much at the summit, heading towards village of Yearsley. There are 4 climbs up to Yearsley crossroads. 3 are quite tricky climbs, including this one, and one isn't so bad. The one we did on the Castle Howard video a month or so ago. So this is the great recovery section after that hill, but there are more climbs to come. There's a little climb into Ampleforth and a bigger climb out of it. But if you're coming cycling in this area, north of York, in the Howardian Hills, do check out my map at the beginning for the route for this EASINGWOLD Loop cycle ride, and you can also find it online, although part of it seems to have been rerouted, and I'll show you when we get there, and it's been rerouted onto a bit that's not as nice, so we'll be doing the original and the best. I'll let you know when that is. It's just past Newburgh Priory, which is not a ruined abbey as it sounds. It's built on abbey grounds, I imagine, but it's a Georgian stately home. Probably got parts of it date back to the days of the Priory. If you make a day of this ride, there's lots to see and do if you take a bike locks with you. Ampleforth, as I said, has pubs and cafes, and Byland Abbey, which is just around the corner from another pub, is well worth a visit. And then of course Coxwold with its Mouseman and another pub. Coxwold with its church with the octagonal tower and Shandy Hall, home of the Reverend Laurence Sterne, the guy who wrote that 18th century massive novel in several volumes, Tristram Shandy. He who was a victim of body snatching and ended up being buried twice. Check out my video. Go down my playlist and you'll find videos about it and a short about it too. I may even recount it again here for people who haven't seen that video or don't have time. And of course Easingwold itself is a fantastic base. Got numerous cafes, artisan bakeries, butchers, pubs, and the market like you saw today, which is a Friday. But check it out online. Great place to spend a day though, doing this ride slowly. Stopping off and looking at things. We just keep going straight ahead here and eventually we go down a steep hill and you can straight ahead you can see Ampleforth Abbey School and Abbey. Or college should I say. Where James O'Brien off LBC Radio used to go. Ampleforth village is slightly to the left of that, slightly, well, to one side, to the west, I think. And I don't know, I wouldn't say it's within walking distance of the Abbey. I don't know if you can go around it or not. Look at these autumn colours. Oh, beautiful. We're coming up to the descent. If you do this ride, take this descent easy. There's twists and turns. quite hazy over there. Looking towards Ampleforth. Ampleforth Abbey. Ampleforth Abbey is there. Ampleforth Village is there. %. I've cycled up this. I've done it a few times. It's one of those hills you like to break up into sections to make it more manageable. I think it's 3 sections I broke this into. When we get to the bottom of the hill, this lane will take us over the old railway line that is no longer there, with the old railway station, Ampleforth Railway Station, which is some distance from Ampleforth on the right. Last time I came here, it's for sale. You could buy yourself a railway station, imagine, complete with platform and canopy. Oh, and another thing, of course, you can do when you're round here is go and look at the White Horse, the hill figure, which, if you've listened to my other ramblings on other videos, you will know is not ancient. It's not only a couple of 100 years old at the most, I think. And also you can cycle along there, that beautiful, beautiful gated lane with a couple of gates on. Features on one of my videos, at least one of my videos, if not more. But the railway line, it goes through Coxwold, and then it comes down here, comes off the LNER main line and headed past towards Moulton. It's just up here on the right. So there would have been a level crossing here back in the day. You can see where it levels out. Oh, it's sold now. Someone's bought it. The old railway station. It's a typical construction for the railway stations on this line. There. Imagine having an old railway station. So the line would have come up here. And the line would have come up here, and it crosses that gated lane twice. And then, of course, it would have gone probably more like through where that hedge is now. Along there. So this was Ampleforth Railway Station. I always thought it had a canopy. Let's go and have a look. Oh, it has. So this is Ampleforth Railway Station with its canopy. And the line would have come along there and then along there. Would have been a beautiful, beautiful line. Coming into Ampleforth village. Some beautiful trees. Easingwold Loop is signposted here, between the two brown signs ahead. Village stores and post office. And there's a cafe on the left up here. Homemade ice cream, we can get there. Oh, I smell cooking. And there's a pub on the right. At the bottom of this little hill is a climb, a straight up climb. Short, sharp shock. There we go. Another Easingwold Loop sign. So it was the road swings round to the left towards Byland Abbey. Going back to Laurence Sterne and Coxwold and the body snatchers, he wasn't buried twice. He was buried 3 times. Can you imagine being buried 3 times? And it's only relatively recently that he was brought back to Coxwold Church and buried in the churchyard by the Laurence Sterne Trust, which is a charity. But they can't be 100% certain it was actually him, but they think it was. Laurence Sterne was vicar of Coxwold village. We'll be going through Coxwold later on this ride. And they lived in a lovely old hall that he later named Shandy Hall after the hero in his autobiographical, get it right, book Tristram Shandy, which is a very strange book in several volumes, written in the 18th century. But that's not really what we're interested in the story. The fact is he died pretty much alone in London and was buried there, and as was the thing at the time, his body was dug up by the body snatchers who used to sell corpses to the dissecting theatres, where the anatomical theatres where surgeons would demonstrate the anatomy of bodies to an audience, probably of trainee doctors and things. Anyway, one of Laurence Sterne's friends was horrified to see that the body on the slab being dissected in front of him was his friend Laurence Sterne. And not surprisingly, he protested. It was stopped and the body was respectfully reburied. And then the Laurence Sterne Trust, as I said, decided to, in relatively recent times, applied to move his remains from London to Coxwold, which they did. And the reason they think they got the right corpse was because it had evidence of being dissected. I think part of the skull was cut off, sort of lobotomy type thing. So they're pretty sure they got the right guy. Pretty gruesome story all in all. So that's why he was buried 3 times. Why did they not prosecute grave robbers? Well, body snatchers. Because it wasn't actually illegal back then. Because it was deemed that once a person died, their body didn't belong to anyone, not even their family. So basically, you could do what you liked. I mean, it was frowned upon, obviously, sometimes, but the most punishment you could get was a whipping, and you just carry on doing it because it's quite a lucrative trade. Imagine make a few bob from digging up dead bodies at night and flogging them to the anatomical dissection theatres. Here we are at the little village of Was. People and families used to go out of their way to make it difficult for body snatchers to dig up graves by placing large slabs, stone slabs on top and things like that. Pretty little water outlet. The thinking being that the body snatchers would go for an easier grave, especially as they were probably digging after dark by the light of candle-lit lanterns. This pub always smells gorgeous. Food. 7 days a week, open. So we are swinging round to Byland Abbey. There it is over there ahead. I always think that this would make a prime location for the M.R. James ghost story, A View from a Hill, where he climbs up to this creepy gallows type hill, which there could be up there, for example, up in that wood overlooking an old ruined abbey which is there. It would be perfect. And he has these spooky binoculars with him that when he looks through he sees the abbey as it was before it was dissolved. I always think it's a bit of a strange location as well because it's quite boggy. There's a boggy sort of lakey thing here. And that there was a rose window, the bottom part of the frame you can see, which inspired the rose window at York Minster. So here we are. And as I said, there's a beautiful medieval tiled or pavement leading up to what would have been the altar. We turn off here, we turn right, following the cycle signs. And the EASINGWOLD LOOP sign. There's a cafe and pub there. Oh, I smell cooking again. I'm getting hungry. Oh, it smells gorgeous. And this is the old Abbey gatehouse. So beautiful. I need to probably take a photo. Or maybe not. Because it's got bollards. Bollards are not great in a photo. This is a quiet little lane though. It's really pretty. An old doorway. There is a walk that you can do all around here, and it takes you past Byland Abbey. It's in the North York Moors edition of the Pathfinder, the Green Pathfinder walk books. The series that I did the Chagford walk from in Dartmoor a couple of weeks back. This takes us up to the pretty little village of Oldstead, and it takes us there through some pretty woodland. I think this is the best section of the ride. All the way to Coxwold. No, all the way to... all the way to Kilburn. I mean, it's nice after that to Coxwold, yeah, but the prettiest bit between Byland Abbey and Kilburn. Coming up to the little village of Oldstead. It's a tiny, pretty little village. It too has a pub, which is coming up on the left soon. So many pubs. The Black Swan there on the left. Here we are, the loop signs. Sometimes they're brown and sometimes they've been updated and they're blue. Be interesting to come and do this ride, say in 6 weeks' time, to see how it's changed with full-blown autumn. Such a lovely little village. It's gorgeous. You do get the feeling that you're miles from anywhere here, really safe and secure amongst the hills. This is confusing, this sign, I always think, because it points as if it's going up there, but it isn't. It's going up where we've just come from. I always think that sign's confusing when I first did the ride. We just do some mini climbs up to another beautiful section through or past woodland. Somewhere on the right there's a gorgeous steep walk uphill all the way through the woods up to the top of Sutton Bank, up above the White Horse. I can never remember where it starts. So I once did it. It's a bridle way, but you can't cycle up it. Not even on a mountain bike. Hello. So we have a lovely, lovely ride now to Kilburn. Really beautiful. We're pretty much directly below the White Horse hill figure. I have cycled up to the top on a couple of occasions without stopping to zigzags up. I think that's not the way you go. That might be the way you go if you're walking up to the top. No, that is the way you go up, that way. I'm pretty sure of that. If you're walking, not cycling. But do check your maps if you're planning, don't take my word for it. Very easy going now into Kilburn. Yes. Here on the right is the route up to the White Horse that zigzags up the hill. Should you feel inclined to cycle up it, do get quite a bit of traffic though, so it's not ideal. Now if you come to this point and you look behind, you get off your bike and look behind, you can see the White Horse figure on the hill. We're just coming into Kilburn village. which of course has a pub. If you cycle up there on the right, it's a beautiful route to Bagby, but there is the option to climb Snekiate Bank up onto the top, which is not the most ideal route to go. There's the Mouse Man's place. Smell lavender there, the pub. Yeah, as I was saying, Snekiate Bank is cycling at its most challenging. It's pretty much vertical in places. Not one for the faint-hearted. That way just takes you up to where we were, near Oldstead. It's a bit muddy, that lane. Fly flew in my mouth. Yeah. Now we're heading towards Coxwold. In a while. Here we are, Coxwold. And the first place we come to is Shandy Hall, home of Laurence Sterne, the guy who was buried 3 times. Very old place. I think you can go around it. It's a little museum and there's a garden. It says there, Shandy Hall. Here dwelt Laurence Sterne, many years incumbent of Coxwold, or vicar. Here he wrote Tristram Shandy and The Sentimental Journey, another book. Died in London in 1763, aged 55 years. 68, I think it is. Here's the church with its octagonal tower, and I visit the church on my other video, the one that talks about Laurence Sterne. See the octagonal tower. There's a pub down here on the left which looks fantastic. It features on the Yorkshire Vet. I think it was last week. You can stay there and it looks absolutely really, really nice. Here on the left, the Falkenberg Arms. The Falkenberg. We're heading up to Newburgh Priory now, Georgian stately home that is open some days, closed on other days. There's also a tea room back there and a tea room up here, not always open. This is the old railway line again that we crossed earlier on. This is obviously would have been a bridge. It's just so overgrown now, you can't see it. And we also come to the other end of the gated road we passed earlier. So you can do a shortcut round down there if you want. As I said earlier, we'll be doing the original EASINGWOLD Loop route before they seem to have rerouted it slightly. So we turn off onto the original route just past Newburgh Priory. Coming up on the left before that wall is the other end of that gated road. Back in the Howardian Hills. Named after Castle Howard. Here on the left coming up is the lake for Newburgh Priory. Lots of ducks and wildfowl. Swans. It looks like a cygnet. It's still slightly grey. Yeah, cygnets. Yeah. Seems they've got the swan parents and 3 of their cygnets. And assorted ducks. Aren't they sweet? I love the way swan parents stay together for life. And these 3 are their cygnets. Very restful there. Good place to have your picnic lunch. So it's tea room and bed and breakfast. Wednesday to Sunday only, tea room. And we're coming up to the gates on the left to Newburgh Priory. And the occupants of Newburgh Priory were buried in Coxwold Church. They've got quite fine tombs there. I think Newburgh Priory must be open today. This is Newburgh Priory. Well, at least that's Newburgh Priory stable block over there, and it's got that wonderful Virginia creeper climbing up it that goes red at this time of year. You see, there's a unicorn. It's got a gilded horn. And on that side I've got a stag type creature with gilded antlers and a crown. The rerouted Easingwold Loop goes straight on this main road. Now, I don't know why that is, but it is. So we will be going right here, and this used to be the signposting that it was a right turn. I mean, this looks like it's into a private drive, but it isn't. It's a proper lane. Takes you uphill through a kind of, well, skirting a farmyard. And sometimes you can see the alpaca lady off the Yorkshire Vet walking her alpacas. I've seen her on a couple of occasions. Because the alpaca farm's just down the road. Can get quite muddy up here. Be warned. So a bit of a climb. See, it's quite wet and muddy, isn't it? It's nearly the time for mud guards. And winter tyres. This can become quite a quagmire. Maybe that's why it was rerouted. Right, here we are at Crossroads, and the original Easingwold Loop goes straight ahead. It's much nicer than the main road, and the main road's a climb as well. This little lane, this sort of goes up and down all the way back to Easingwold. A few climbs, a few descents. Been cycling for 2.5 hours. Homemade ice cream as well. Oh, it's the same homemade ice cream as in the cafe at Ampleforth. The market's still on. Are they packing up? Packing up. So that was the original Easingwold Loop, and I'm going back to my car now. Lots of parking usually in Easingwold. I park near the church. But thank you for watching, and please do subscribe and like, comment if you'd like to, and please watch my other videos. Thank you.